Neither side appears to be ready to back down. The Alberta government is demanding jail guards end an illegal strike that threatens to grow again this morning. Courthouse sheriffs are set to join the picket lines. It's been our top story today. The guards disputing and concerned about unsafe conditions in Edmonton's new remand centre, this massive $500 million facility. We want to bring you right up to date on this, the status of the walkout this morning, to clarify some of the details with the help of Clarke McChesney, who's the chair of the local Alberta Union of Provincial Employees, Local 003. Mr. McChesney, good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm very well, and thank you for giving us the time and some information this morning. Let's start with numbers. You're very close to the Edmonton Remand Centre, and I know you have the very latest information. How many corrections officers are picketing outside at this hour?
Well, provincially, I would say we're looking at roughly around 1,800 correctional officers are currently active on picket lines. Some may be sleeping right this second, but off and on we've had rotations 24/7 at most of the sites, and we're maintaining a lot of strength throughout the province.
Okay, so 1,800 at how many facilities?
9 facilities, and continues to grow as of today with our brothers and sisters from the sheriffs.
That was going to be my next question. The plan was for the sheriffs to join you. Have they indeed done so this morning?
Well, it didn't start out as a plan even as of yesterday, but they have made some concerted decisions and decided that this is a cause worth being a part of and standing in solidarity with the rest of their Local 3 members. So
are they at this moment on the line as well, or are you expecting them later today?
I'm expecting them later today. Some have been certainly active throughout the weekend on all of our picket lines across the province, and it appears to me that the momentum is definitely picking up. That what started out as a little snowball is becoming an avalanche very quickly in this province.
What was also indicated in reports over the weekend was that probation officers and commercial vehicle enforcement officers, they too were keeping a close eye, and they might be joining in. What have you heard on that?
Well, I do represent commercial vehicle officers and the probation officers in the province, and I've heard the very same thing, and I would suggest I will know more in the oncoming hours as things continue to heat up through the day, as this is a business day in the province of Alberta, and I think some of the government services and businesses will be affected. So stay tuned.
Well, we definitely will. We'll definitely be in touch. I'm just wondering what impact then. We had heard that Saskatchewan and BC RCMP were running things in the remand centre in particularly, but what impact are you hearing this morning about all of these numbers joining? What impact on the corrections service and on the court system in the province today?
Well, I'll start with the courts. I can't even begin to pontificate on what's going to happen in the courthouses today, because I believe it's going to come to a screeching slowdown at the very least. Whereas we respect what we do and what they do in those courthouses, today is going to be monumental in reference to what they can and can't do. I expect about the proud officers that man those facilities every day. And I think that's going to make a large difference to when we're going to get back and having some positive conversations. As far as the correctional facilities, I know there are reports throughout the province, and like I said, I've been in touch 4 or 5 times a day with all the picket lines and our members on those lines. They're hearing reports of similar to what Mr. Lekazik said in reference to inmates are restless, for lack of to use a cliche, the inmates are restless. There was a concern that it would be an inmates running the facility. We hear about smoking in the centers. I haven't actually seen that, obviously, because I haven't been in any. So that's a claim that we've heard.
All right, so this is spreading to expand to beyond safety concerns about the remand centre to other grievances within other corrections facilities. I want to ask, you say this is growing, that more people are showing up. The Alberta government, though, says, in fact, workers are returning to work, despite what you're saying, and the fact that your union is intimidating your own members as they go back to work.
Anytime that you get into a historical kind of scenario like this, there are chess pawns being played and things being brought forward in a strategic type of sense. I can emphatically guarantee, as the head of this particular local with 2,800 to 2,900 members, that is a falsehood. Our President Guy Smith will also confirm that it's a falsehood, and we weren't surprised that came out. It came out via some memo sent from the Alberta government.
Yes, yesterday afternoon.
Right,
Then let me ask
they
you,
got that at the lines too.
Okay. Let me ask you, you mentioned that you're hoping as the numbers swell that this puts extra pressure on the government to come back and address some of your issues. You have said that you're not going to return to work until the government sits down. For its part, though, the government says it's not going to meet with you until the guards return to work. So how is this thing ever going to be resolved?
Well, I would suggest that the sheer enormity of this action and the wherewithal that we have right now and the staunch resistance to not wanting to go back into a building or any buildings that are unsafe at any point, that's just that Albertans are going to support that. No one wants to be the receiver of a phone call saying something happened to my daddy at work. And we've made that clear to Mr. Lakazik. And he's very, very aware that he is an occupational health and safety professional, I believe. He certainly claimed to be. So he understands the Occupational Health and Safety Act. He also understands that it's not just about the legislation and the code of the Act. It's about members' concerns, too, because they're the ones that actually have to do the work. And without them, things tend to go to a slow crawl.